Hello everybody. I once believed that the YouTube channel was a handy way for unrestricted views to be expressed that were no longer to be found on mainstream forms of traditional media. Places like New Culture Forum and Democracy Now! Could rub alongside each other while proposing opposite views. Post-pandemic, and I have come to feel more disillusioned at what such outlets have to offer. For sure, they talk on enticing gab, but there is also always something about how they get monetized which seems off. Stateside, there is FD Signifier, a former school teacher and hip-hop critic who uses his platform to promote his left-wing politics. Close to home, there is the Tabernacle, who shares FD's politics, albeit the harder end of the left, but lacks the former's intelligence and academic learned understanding of political and economic history. What lets both creators down is the fact both their channels are over 1k followers and are thus fully monetized. FD frequently boasts about how disagreement in the comments helps boost his channel's monetary value, while the Tabernacle literally advertises his outlet name with a poster of his profile logo on his wall next to a silver button award he displays proudly next to it. And this is the issue I have with such current affairs discussion channels. True, they stop short of selling merch to boost the income made as a content creator, but once they reach those large audience numbers, a share in the financial rewards is something they just can't resist. Well, fair enough, you may say. They worked hard for that reward. Why shouldn't they pick it up? The problem with this reasoning is it fails to take into account how content creators like the aforementioned above, far from staying true to their activist credentials, will simply allow themselves to get sucked into the corporate system they claim to oppose. See, YouTube is owned now by Google, hence the introduction of monetizing of successful content. But with this achievement comes a host of issues which reveal something quite sinister about the system that controls the synergy of the platform. Once monetized, creators must abide by a host of rules designed to encourage professional behaviour. Some of this is useful training and experience for careers in, say, radio and TV, which many creators do in fact go on to enjoy down the line. But significantly, among all these are a grey area where they face the threat of channel strikes or demonetisation if they do not censor the language used in videos. This is not restricted to swearing or name-calling, but indeed anything dubbed a trigger word, referring to something some may find upsetting, such as porn, rape, sex, death, murder. The list goes on. Instead, CCs must use the most ridiculous alternatives like not lived, ended themselves, etc. If this sounds Orwellian, it is because that effectively is what it is. This is essentially 1984's Ingsoc language made a reality. Through this process we can see the end result this could so easily be. Once pacified, CCs are the putty in the hands of the elites, slowly being groomed with the promise of success into doing their bidding. Already, all across YouTube, CCs are reporting each other for various misdemeanours, all doing the dirty work of admins of policing a sphere that should never have been policed in the first place. We have come a long way from the days when it was the parents' job to decide what their offspring could and could not see. Which brings us to the question of why I want to keep my channel small. Given what I have described happening, my answer to anyone asking why I do not want why I do not do more to grow my numbers of subscribers, my answer is, why on earth would I even want to? Sure, I may perhaps be able to find a way to refuse the monetization, but that doesn't change the fact that with a larger rate of followers comes an inevitable chance of attention from the platform, increasing the vulnerability. Even on Facebook, unwanted snooping from high places can happen. Having a retired US congressman jump into my PMs to correct the spelling in my bio was funny initially, but the fact he made no effort to drop a friend request, whether I would have wanted a retired congressman as a friend is another matter entirely, speaks volumes. As of now, I have about 19 subscribers and many viewers, depending on which upload captures the zeitgeist of a particular newsworthy subject audience. These are largely the disaffected of YouTube, tired of the same old professional flashy content, and who are attracted to content which is uncanny and different. Occasionally I get an odd share from someone who finds a particular video of interest. I call my YouTube work anti-media punk anarchy aesthetic, where the DIY-ish lack of professional look to the work in place of media tools from the editing suite is entirely deliberate. There will continue to be high-profile activist creators seeking to swell an army of their own against the man, but do not understand how the platforms they exploit work. Instead of being a fist punching up against the system, they unwittingly become a part of the system. Grifters selling their souls to the devil. Finding trustworthy channels does not mean rejecting what is monetized. Outlets like the Grey Zone are extremely important in getting true, unmediated news out there. It is just that I warn caution in understanding how such content can be profoundly compromised.